welcome to Audio Addiction. My name is Brandon. We have a special guest with us, and he can say his name and what he does in his band.
What's happening, guys? My name is CJ Dunleavy. I am an acoustic alternative solo artist from Doylestown, PA. Thanks for having me on, Brandon.
No problem, CJ. So my first question is, I don't get too many solo artists, and when I do, it's always interesting, for me at least, to kind of get a background for them. So how did you start out? Like, what made you want to do a solo project as opposed to maybe like having a band with like other members?
Okay, that's a really good question, actually. So I always knew I wanted to be a musician, like ever since I was 5. And when I was in 2nd grade, I got my first guitar, and I took lessons. And like most 2nd graders, I dropped it. And I got back into playing guitar at 14, and I taught myself, so I really don't know. So from here, I still can't read sheet music. I don't know any keys. I don't know anything. And like, so I was now I'm at about maybe like 16 years old. I was working my first job as a dishwasher, and I was getting my paychecks, and I was putting them towards a studio, a very low budget a studio, and I started making these 10-second videos on Snapchat and posting them on my story. And from there, I was like, maybe I could try and write a song or something. And I did, and I put out my first song. I was way too insecure to sing because I never learned how to sing. And I put out my first instrumental, and then I started putting out more and more. And this was probably about 17. I was 17, so I was a senior in high school, and I was putting out these instrumentals. And to put it in perspective, I wrote 5 instrumental songs before I learned what a half step was, and that's a little embarrassing, but whatever. But yeah, I just had so much fun writing these instrumentals. They were like my heart and soul at the time. And from there, I was like, you know what? Might as well just go take the leap and become a musician or full time and learn how to sing. So I took some singing lessons, learned how to write lyrics properly, and I actually was invited to join a band about a few months into being a solo artist, or being an instrumentalist at the time, and I turned it down because I loved the instrumentals that I was doing, and I loved having that complete control over my sound and what I wanted. But however, you do kind of give up some things in not being in a band, like dividing expenses and stuff.
Yeah.
And no one's really going to keep you in check when you do things. So, I mean, there's definitely trade-offs, but I really love being a solo artist. And actually, the first few songs that I just released off my new EP, If You Were Me, that came out in September, were some of the very first songs that I had ever written. So it was really cool to see. It's really cool, I'm sure you know, when you have your ideas and these dreams and they finally get to come to life. And yeah, that's about where I am now.
I can definitely assimilate with you on the same level. I also, in my spare time, I'll like write music and stuff, but it's tough for. I feel like for me, like even with Audio Addiction too, I feel like it's hard for me to relinquish control to other people, and yeah. I like having it to myself, which can sound really selfish, obviously.
No, not at all.
But at the same point, like, you know, you want to have that control, you want to have that, like, you want to put the passion behind it, and I feel like no one, and this is what I live by at least, is that no one can be as passionate as you are about something than somebody else. Like, if you're in a band, you all collectively have to be passionate about it and stuff like that, and that's great too. But at the same token, you know, if you're by yourself and you're doing it and you want to push for it, then like you're the only one who can move it forward. You're the only one who can do it. So I 100% feel you on that. I'm just always curious on how, like, the thought process behind people who do solo work versus like band work, because I feel like a lot of people who are solo artists have that same sort of like mentality where they're like, I need to have the control, I need to have the stuff like that, which isn't bad. That's great. And I feel like it obviously pushes you forward to do, you know, good things. So
yeah.
But my next question, CJ, I know you probably have played a few shows, so what are some favorite venues you like to play at, or even go like catch a show at, you know, locally, or not locally, whatever's closest to you?
Yeah. I actually really like the first it was the first venue that I ever played, and oh my god, I was an instrumentalist at the time, so I just sat up there on stage with an acoustic guitar and just played songs. I didn't sing or anything. I just sat there. It was called Chaplains, and it's in Spring City.
Okay.
Which I've never heard of Spring City at the time until I got the show, but now my brother actually lives there, and it's right by Collegeville.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, around in that area. So it's about an hour from where I live in Doylestown, and it's just so different, because a lot of times, I don't know how it is with bands or other solo artists, but I like to play to the venue, so I make my set list and how I act and how I engage the crowd based on the venue. And Chaplains is really unique because in the background they have like a black curtain and then string lights going down, so it's like a sky kind of thing, and that's really cool. That's probably my favorite like intimate venue, I would say. And then for overall venue, I would probably go the Trocadero.
Yes. Yeah.
My first show as a singer-songwriter was at the Trocadero main stage.
Oh wow, okay, yeah.
It was quite a leap from like tea shop I was playing at, and I had a dressing room, and that was the only time I ever had a dressing room. It's my first show at the Trocadero main stage, but man, that was just a dream. So I guess for as far as local and intimate, I would go Chaplains, and then overall for that crazy surreal experience, I'd go Trocadero.
My next question, CJ, kind of, I ask this every once in a while, but I figured I play it to the mood of the interviewee. But what has been a show that you've been to recently, like where either you've gone to see acts, like a tour or something like that? What has been like a tour you've seen recently?
Like a recent show?
Yeah.
I guess. Well, the most recent show, I'm trying to think. I was really trying to go to Emo Night.
Yeah.
The other week. I heard that was really cool. It was probably, I think it was actually at Chaplain's, I want to say. I was seeing Pansy.
Okay.
Pansy, Andros, and Revolution I Love You, I think. Not entirely sure. It was a few months ago, but before that I saw Ed Sheeran at Wells Fargo Center.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, oh man. For the amount of money I dropped on those, it was really good. And I saw Goo Goo Dolls recently too.
Oh, wow,
that was
okay.
cool. At a festival.
How close were you I mean, obviously you're gonna be paying like the big bucks if you're like real close to Ed Sheeran. So yeah. How far were you? Pretty far away, or?
I paid the big bucks.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So I was on like the balcony all the way to like the stage left.
Oh wow, okay.
Like, you know that feeling when you see that national artist and it's just like, oh my god, that's them. You don't even have to like Ed Sheeran to be like, wow, oh my, he's right there.
Yeah. Or just like pack a room in that sense, like just the sort of higher tier list artists. Like it's incredible for me to see. Like I don't go too often because obviously it's really expensive, but you still get to see the sort of magnitude of like how many people that they bring in, and it's cool.
Yeah, it is. And then the crowd experience too. Some crowds, some shows, pretty great.
All right, CJ, my next question is, what are some of your musical influences?
My influences? Well, when I started out, like before I was really playing guitar, I was a huge into pop punk.
Okay.
And Sum 41, and I loved Sum 41 when in middle school, and then I kind of grew out of that. I actually just started listening again to Welcome to the Black Parade.
Oh.
So I put that back on my playlist right next to like James Blunt, like "You're Beautiful," and then Disenchanted comes on, but I think when I was 6 years old, the first CD I ever got was Howie Day.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I'd like even the best fall down. So I guess I kind of always gravitated towards acoustic music, and then had some pop punk influences. But I would say when it comes to trying to figure out as a solo artist how to best entertain a crowd, I really look to Ed Sheeran for that. just with the effects and how he moves the crowd. For some specific songs, I'll look to other people. Like I kind of pulled some ideas from like Imagine Dragons.
Oh wow, okay.
An instrumental, so it really goes all over the alternative to folk genre, I guess.
Yeah, that's I would say that as well. And that's cool, though. I like that you're taking artists that you know that you love, like from your past. You know, I know I resonate a lot with like My Chemical Romance. I still do listen to them a lot. And then you know I like listening to Ed Sheeran. I think he's a great artist as well. So I do like the comparison of those two, because I feel like what defines a good artist anyway is like if they're able to mesh like new stuff that they've been listening to now and kind of old stuff in their past that you know they grew up listening to. So I always appreciate that. That's really cool, and you know hopefully people check out you know old stuff as well as new stuff as too. Yeah. But my next question, CJ, kind of a follow-up to influences. What have been some bands that you've been jamming more recently?
Well, My Chemical Romance, definitely. You know, that never gets old. Famous Last Words.
Yeah.
It's probably the most underrated song on that album, in my opinion. There's that. I want to say Gone, Gone, Gone by Philip Phillips.
Okay.
Philip Phillips. James Blunt made a little bit of a comeback recently. So I was listening to his new album earlier today, and I don't know if you watch Game of Thrones at all.
A little.
Okay, well, there's a character on there named Ramsay Bolton, and the actor Ewan Ryan, I believe is how his name's pronounced. He's actually a musician.
Oh wow! Okay, cool.
Yeah, I've been listening to his stuff. He's very more on the how do I put it? Like he's very very acoustic and very folk alternative. Like he's very very divisive. Okay. And you might like him or you might not. I really like him and his poetic lyrics. I also like Greek Tragedy by the Wombats. I've been jamming to that recently. Oh, nice. Okay. And of course you got to get the Killers in there. So
there you go. I just saw something about the Wombats. I think they're doing like a tour, a U.S. tour, like next in January. I think either January or February or something like that. So I think they're coming to Union Transfer.
Okay.
Yeah. So in like January or something. So I'll have to message you about that later. But since you keep referring to My Chem, I figure I'd throw this question out there. You seem like a giant My Chem fan. If you could tier list the My Chemical Romance albums, how would you arrange them from like 1 to, I don't know how many albums they did, which probably reflects really badly on me, but
not at all, man. I mean, to be honest, if you know Welcome to the Black Parade, and if you know Helena, then you're probably good. We respect that, man. To be honest, like I probably relative to other My Chem fans, I'm probably not the best representation, but I would definitely go Welcome to the Black Parade.
Number 1.
I don't know the other albums that well by name.
I know it's Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge is like the one prior to Black Parade, and then the one even prior to that one was Bullets. I don't know the full name, but I know that it was like their first record. And then after Black Parade, I believe it was Danger Days was the name of it. Not quite sure, but I think that's what it's called though.
Yeah, I liked I think Na 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 is on that that album.
On Danger Days, yeah, I believe you're right, yes.
Yeah. There's what's the album with I'm Not Okay on it?
I believe that's Three Cheers.
Okay, I like that.
I'm gonna look it up.
I'm not good right now.
I'm definitely looking it up now because it's gonna bother me, and I also feel like we are just completely not doing My Chem justice. So
no, we're not.
Helena is on Three Cheers. I'm Not Okay is also on Three Cheers.
Okay,
so.
I would say that is second.
Ooh, okay.
So Welcome to the Black Parade. And then I guess Danger Days, and then maybe there was a new one. It's a picture of like a statue Do you know what I'm talking about? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
very,
I'm looking at it right now. They had okay, so the main like real big albums are Danger Days, Sweet Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge, I Brought You My Bullets, and then Black Parade. And they don't I don't think they have any other like large ones except for they re-released that last record Black Parade and Living with Ghosts. I think that was the one maybe. That might have been the one that you were talking about, but that was
okay.
a re-release. But yes, we don't know a lot about My Chem, but I do love them just
Yeah.
as
Sorry,
equally.
guys.
but and
Anyone
then
who watched this, I'm sorry.
but my next question, see, or not question, but recommendation. You keep mentioning like solo artists and like stuff like that. I would also recommend. I love City and Color. I don't know if you know that band or not. Dallas Green used to be in Alexis on Fire. They were like a
Oh,
heavier band, but his voice is incredible. Check him
yeah.
out.
Okay.
And also This Wildlife. I don't know if you've heard of them either.
I've heard of them.
But
I probably have heard something by them, but I have definitely heard them.
those two, I probably just kind of like in this sort of solo artist realm, like acoustic folk sort of stuff. Those guys are just, in my opinion, really, really good artists that I felt like you definitely needed to know about for sure. But my next question, CJ, is a fun one. If you could pick a song to cover, what song would it be?
Um, that's a good one. Is it like aside from if you can sing it well, or it just doesn't matter?
I feel like it won't matter, you know. If it's something that resonates with you, then you know you should do it.
Okay. How about Walking Disaster by Sum 41?
Ooh, okay, okay.
I think that's my favorite song by them. It's probably my favorite song for a really long time, actually. But I think you kind of need a band for that. You can pull it off. You can do you, whatever, however you want to do it. But I might do it with a band. So
You can make it happen. I got faith you can make it happen, CJ. So
thanks, man.
my next question is also a fun one. Of course, favorite food to eat.
Favorite food? Okay. You can never go wrong with a Wawa Italian hoagie. Yeah. I've been kind of getting off the Chipotle grind recently.
Ooh, okay.
I love Chipotle, but I guess recently I just haven't been feeling it. However, though, there is this place in Doylestown, and I'm
Okay.
pretty sure they're a chain, called California Tortilla, and they have a blackened chicken Caesar burrito.
Ooh.
So it's a burrito with blackened chicken and Caesar dressing inside, and it is the best $8 you'll ever spend. It's so good. So that's probably my top three.
Nice, nice. All right, my next question, CJ, if you could pick somebody to collaborate with, who would it be? That also applies to living or dead. They don't have to be alive, you know.
Okay. I don't know too much about Leonard Cohen. I just know that he wrote Hallelujah,
Yes.
which is one of, in my opinion, I think it's one of the best songs ever written. So I don't know much about the other songs he's written, but I think if that would encase his talent, then I would love to collaborate with him. Definitely Ed Sheeran. And I would say for a third one, there's a guy named Anthony Cubbage. And
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with Cubbage. He's a solo artist from Lansdale and the North Penn area. And he actually recorded and co-produced my EP.
Oh, nice.
And I am a huge fan of his stuff. He's one of the most talented people, one of the most talented musicians that I know, and I would kill to write a song with him.
Well, there you go. Now we just gotta add him on Twitter. We gotta add him on Facebook. Everything.
Please.
It's gotta. You know, every time I do like a collab thing or when I ask this question, I'm always like, you know what? We're just gonna tag those people that you want to do, and you never know what happens.
I'm actually planning on putting out a collaborative EP.
Oh, nice.
Just for that reason, just to get a bunch of local artists known and maybe not so much known, and we can all work together and kind of maybe connect fans.
Yes.
And build our bases and give our fans more listeners.
Exactly.
More good unheard talent.
I also feel like it's not used as often as I would say. Like, I mean, you don't hear about like, you hear about like, EDM artists collabing with somebody else, and that's a huge thing. But I also feel like it's not as popular in the sort of alternative space where like you'll hear like a solo artist like collab with somebody else or like a band. So I mean, for me personally, as like somebody not only as a listener but somebody who really enjoys music, I think for me, I'd love to hear like more collaborations with either local bands or something like that, where there's something interesting that comes out of it. Like, I think a really cool thing that bands do when they do collabs is like if they take one song from some other band's catalog and they redo it in like their style and vice versa. I like that a lot. I think that's really cool. And again, it's that cross branding. I definitely like that a lot. But next question, CJ. I know you're a solo artist, so you play a lot of musical instruments, but if you could play another one besides the one you know how to play well, what would it be?
Well, funny story, since I taught myself guitar, that's the only, besides my voice, it's the only instrument I really know how to play. I would totally learn how to play piano formally.
Oh, okay.
Because I think I actually I thought about this a lot, and then I talked to other people, and I actually got shot down by 2 people. And then I had another person agree with me. But I said that piano is kind of like the Latin of instruments. This is my opinion. Just that you can physically see the notes as you're playing them, and it is and I assume, or I guess, that it's easier to learn other instruments if you start at piano. But other people have said they feel that way about drums too, and they both give very interesting ideas or opinions about that with drum theory and stuff. So either piano or drums, I think they're very good root instruments to have.
I think I might have to agree with you on the piano thing.
Okay.
Just because, no, I'm not. I'm not trying to like be like, let's get. I agree with you. I agree with you on my own terms. I was not paid to say that. But I agree because I did start out when I was a kid. I learned how to play piano. I wasn't very good at it. I also didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoy playing guitar. But I probably would say that with piano, it is technically a stringed instrument, so you can play like guitar, you can play bass, you can play all those violin, all that sort of stuff in regards to that. But I don't know. That's an interesting question. But I feel like I would probably guarantee or agree with you on the whole piano thing. I think that's probably more accurate. I don't know. I didn't go to school for music, so if somebody knows, let me know in the comments. There we go.
Right there.
There we go. All right, next question, CJ. I don't know how big of a video game fan you are, but I usually pose this question to most people. If you could be a video game character, who would you be?
Definitely not the guy in Skyrim. I'll put him out because he's a bloodthirsty psychopath who just cares about killing things. He doesn't care about the good.
That's true.
He just likes to kill. That's really interesting. Maybe actually Assassin's Creed's kind of similar. they have morals in it, but we all play to kill. Man. Oh. Actually, am I allowed to be in Guitar Hero? Can I be my character from Guitar Hero 3 that battled Satan guitar? I would totally be that guy.
I'll give you a pass. I'll give you a pass on that one. That was like kind of borderline, but I'll give you. I'll just give you that slight edge.
I could do Altair too.
Ooh,
He's
okay. Okay.
so,
Okay.
so if you need a real answer, I'd go all time.
All right, next question, CJ. In your opinion, who puts on a great live show?
It's on a great live show. When it comes to the local scene, I really liked Post-War Dream, which is an alternative, more acoustically driven folk band
Okay.
from somewhere in Pennsylvania. They're incredibly nice people, and I've seen live videos of them too, and they really bring out the emotion in their songs as they sing. Like they really it was also, they were the headliner at the show I was playing back in June, and it was at Siren Records in Doylestown, and
Okay.
it was so casual. Like people were just sitting like cross-legged in front of them, just sitting because it was standing room, so people were just sitting and just chilling and having a good time. And I actually remember saying to my friends who were beside me, I was like, they sound like if you took the Lumineers and Imagine Dragons and meshed them, like you would get Post-War Dream. So they were really cool, but I have to go back and say Ed Sheeran was overall like the best show I was ever at in my life. That was incredible.
Nice, nice, CJ. My next question, speaking about shows, if you could compile a dream tour, who'd be on it?
Okay. I would say
By the way, this can include you,
this can include me. Okay.
if you'd like.
That's really interesting because I actually, on the side of making music, I work for Alleyway Entertainment, which specializes in tour booking.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I would definitely put Ed Sheeran on it because he'd really get us the guarantees we want, and bring the crowd. Him, Imagine Dragons. Imagine Dragons, the 1975.
Wow. Okay.
The Strokes aren't really playing much anymore. I love the Strokes though. Imagine Dragons, and yeah, I guess me, and that makes four.
There we go. I like how you did it from a business mindset where you're like, let's see how many people we can get a guarantee for. That was definitely a first for me because most people are like, let me put like Post Malone and like like I don't know who else. I've had some wild answers, so
Yeah.
I like that you kept it refined. You kept it concealed into a tour that could most likely happen. Actually, granted. So there we go. I like that. Next question, CJ. Another fun one. Favorite TV show. Favorite movie, of course.
Favorite movie, I would go Annie Hall, which was a 70s movie directed by Woody Allen. I saw that the first time in my film class in high school. My favorite TV show is Game of Thrones, hands down.
Nice.
Oh, I love Game of Thrones.
I like
all the books.
for me, like, and everybody talks about it, and I don't have HBO, so I like can't watch it anyway. But the other thing is when like when you get those trial runs or whatever of HBO, like I'll just have people spoil like the TV show for me. And it was like the same thing with like Breaking Bad, like The Walking Dead. I like just can't watch them because people are like, oh, this person died, or like somebody happened to this guy, and I'm like, cool, thanks. Now I don't have to watch the whole season.
Yeah.
So it kind of, for me, defeats the whole purpose of watching it. I still think it's a cool show regardless, but it's tough to watch when it gets ruined. But next question, CJ, if you could only listen to one album for a month straight, what album would it be?
An album a month straight.
30 days.
30 days. Okay. Genre. Maybe. How about? I would say let's do. Oh, this is. That's maybe after like day 15. What could I just keep Maybe just by Ewan Ryan. I do Denard.
Ooh, okay, okay.
Because that's good background music too for like driving and such.
That's true. That's a good thought. I like that. That's you don't really think about that when you're just listening to it constantly. Yeah, that's I like that. I like that. And lastly, CJ, tell them about you, where they can find you at, and then anything coming up in the next couple months.
Yeah. So I just, like I said earlier in the interview, I just released my debut EP called "If You Were Me," recorded by Anthony Cubbage and co-produced by Anthony. That is available on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Shazam, YouTube, all the major outlets, and then of course SoundCloud and Bandcamp. And you can find me. My name's CJ Dunleavy, so a Dunleavy, and you can find me on Facebook. You can find my Facebook page, my website cjdunleavy.com, and Instagram CJ Dunleavy.
There you go. Well, go check out his stuff. Thanks to CJ for coming on. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Dave kind of started this whole thing. So shout outs to Dave. He's the
Really?
man. I think so.
Dave, I love you.
He's the man.
So,
What'd you
oh
say?
my gosh.
What'd you say, CJ?
He's a handsome man.
He is a handsome man.
Handsome man. Dave, you're handsome.
You are a handsome guy, and that is a non-homo stance on how I feel about you. So, with that being said, go check out CJ's music. I will leave links in the description where you can find out, all about him musically, as well as, if you want to know about him personally, that's too cool too. But definitely go check out his stuff. I checked out his EP. I think it's really good. I'm gonna try to get around to a review of it, just because I'm a busy man and I do it myself, so it's tough.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna definitely do it. So definitely go check out CJ's stuff. If you enjoyed this interview and all the goofiness that ensued with this, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to like the video. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up in the future. And of course, thanks to CJ for coming on and joking around and having a good time.
Thanks for having me, man.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps out our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.